Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Alright, I was contemplating whether I was going to throw this up on the Tarot of the Seven Seas channel or not, but I think the full audience needs to see this one. Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley took a trip to Israel. Former UN ambassador to the United States, Nikki Haley, took a visit to Israel over Memorial Day weekend, where she wrote the word "finish them" on a 155 millimeter Israeli artillery shell. She posted pictures up on Twitter saying, "Finish them, America loves Israel always," and that's in quotes. And she wrote that in purple pen on an artillery shell. I'll see if I can get this picture up on as the thumbnail. It's not the first time she said "finish them," referring to Hamas. Finish them. Hamas did this. You know Iran is behind it. Finish them, she said. They should have to pay hell for what they've just done. That's what she was telling Benjamin Netanyahu to do. What else is going on here? In the interview on May 28th, she said she called on Israel to ignore restrictions imposed by President Biden regarding the war in Gaza and to continue fighting until Hamas is eliminated. Israel, they're the good guys. And you know what I want Israelis to know? You're doing the right thing. Don't let anybody make you feel wrong. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry estimates that 35,562 Palestinians have been killed since October 7th. The former UN ambassador for the United States, writing "Finish them, America loves you," on 155 millimeter artillery shells. Just, in the same weekend that, I think it was an airstrike, killed or injured 250 plus people in a tent city in Rafah. You don't think there's going to be repercussions for that? Bo the Fifth Column talked about that one this morning. It's insightful. Watch it if you haven't. I'll see if I can figure out to get a link on my description. But this is just Nick. I mean, I have to have a talk with my brother about this one because Gary will say, "Oh yeah, she's just doing things politicians do." Hey Gary, what do you think about this one? What do you think that's going to do? I think he might finally be off his Nikki Haley bandwagon. Not that he's a Nikki Haley supporter. He really isn't. I mean, he couldn't give two flying tosses about Nikki Haley. It just so happens that she was like the Republican candidate that probably wasn't going to overthrow democracy. That's about where his support for her ends. I'm sure there would be somebody else who would better represent his values. I just don't know who that is because right now I don't think that person exists in the Republican Party. Nikki Haley. Thanks God. Thank you for that one. And she's the quote-unquote good Republican, basically encouraging a far-right extremist government to commit genocide. Let's read between the lines. And you're not really reading much between the lines. Again, I'm not much for minutia and nuance. I'm pretty much an ace of clubs myself. I'm a pretty blunt stick. I'm a simple orc when it comes to stuff like this. And I can figure this one out. Okay, entertainment purposes only. Let's look at the energy around Nikki Haley and this loving, heartfelt message on Memorial Day where I guess she wants a bunch of Gaza Palestinian civilians, maybe with one Hamas insurgent mixed in there, to also be honored on Memorial Day. It's like her coming out party. We're now seeing Nikki Haley for who she is. We have, she was out there spreading some truth about Trump being unhinged, not fit for command, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, all this, and all that stuff was true. But she's no better. She's just not like totally crazy. She's just evil. I don't know any other way to put it. She's Where Trump, you can just say, he's an emotional child and stuff. No, she buys into all this. I'm a politician, my butt. It's like, sorry, a bunch of rants today. Remember once upon a time that, if the word Nazi or Ku Klux Klan member was in conversation, the right answer was to oppose them. When in doubt, oppose the Nazis and the KKK members. That doesn't seem to happen anymore. We're past those days. We're in the Nikki Haley days now. She traveled as an ambassador, or at least a former ambassador, to Israel, where she was welcomed in open arms, and she did a damn fool thing. Now, mind you, she is a viable Republican candidate. She was one of the 2 Republicans left standing. Now, granted, she's not likely to get the Republican nomination, but this is the path she's choosing to walk down. God help America if this woman ever gets an ounce of power. What a damn foolish thing to do. But you know what? She's shown us who she is. She's shown us who she is. And as I say, when somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Okay? That's who she is. We now know the enemy. And we know what she looks like. In the past, you got the chariot. This has been, the slow rise in her career. It got a big jump from the governor of South Carolina, wherever she's from, to UN ambassador, to Republican. This is going to be the second biggest vote getter for the Republican nomination for president. Yeah, don't let this person in power. She's going to be awful. She is going to be absolutely awful with this. Current situation is a 6 of Swords. I don't know, just as I was mentioning the Nazis and the KKK, when having a choice between war and a ceasefire, usually it's a good idea to advocate for the ceasefire. People kind of like that. People like ceasefires. They don't like women and children being blown up. It's kind of a thing. It's one of those things that cultures can agree on. And that's the current situation here. But instead of calming things down, she's inflaming things. She's dumping gasoline onto this out-of-control bonfire. And whether we like it or not, she's representing the United States because she's a major political figure. And you think this is going to make Biden's job any easier? Trying to rein Israel in, trying to get a ceasefire, trying to get a peace accord, trying to get a 2-state solution, trying to get them to stop the assault on Rafah and all the civilians that are going to be displaced, killed or injured in this, or starved to death. Pearl clutching fun all around. Nikki Haley is just, she's doing this to score points. She's inflaming. She's inflaming tensions over there. This serves nobody. Literally, this would be like Trump driving to the Capitol during the insurrection. This serves no one. This serves her ego, the need to feel powerful and like a state leader. She's setting her... I don't think she's going to make it in 2024. She's setting the stage for 2028. God help us all. The lesson to be learned is the 10 of Wands. She has complicated... Her actions have complicated everything going on over there. Honestly, her actions are basically a stamp of approval from the conservatives in the United States to tell Netanyahu to go ahead and just level Rafah if that's what you need to do. We're behind you. And it's mixed messaging about the United States. It's trying to weaken Biden because you've got these people coming over here telling basically an extremist in the form of Netanyahu that his extremism is supported and appreciated by one of the major political parties in the United States in an election year where they could potentially get back in power. Literally, what are we going to do? Start just airlifting bulldozers and steamrollers over there? We're just going to start on the north of Palestine and just bulldoze everything? Shall we just carpet bomb the entire area? Is that what needs to happen? Extremists. There are so many right-wing extremists. I'm so sorry, folks. Out comes the Three of Coins. Netanyahu was supposed to come to the United States. I don't know. If I were Schumer, I think I might uninvite him. Certainly Biden needs to have a talk with him about that. And there's nobody who's Biden going to talk to? Who's Schumer going to talk to? He talk to Mitch McConnell? McConnell's not going to do anything. I didn't tell her to do that. You can't talk to Trump. He's crazy. Can't talk to Haley. She's out to lunch too. Who do you talk to? There's nobody to talk to. There's nobody to negotiate with. I don't see how this helps ceasefire negotiations. I only see this being disruptive. How could Qatar or UAE or Saudi Arabia? How could they possibly keep ceasefire negotiations going when you literally have a major U.S. political figure signing shells saying finish? I don't know how you do it. That doesn't mean you can't. I just don't know how you do it. I'm all up here right now. This is just, oh God. This is just so outrageous. I think there was a time where political people wouldn't, this side of Joseph McCarthy, wouldn't do something like that because they put America's interests first. And even if they disagree with the president's policies, there's only two examples. McCarthy would be somebody who did that, and Jane Fonda with going to North Vietnam. And sitting on the anti-aircraft, it was an artillery gun or an anti-aircraft gun. That may not have been the really good call there. I understand she was advocating for peace, but there are positive ways to do it and there are destructive ways. And Nikki Haley's not advocating for peace. You can think what you want with Jane Fonda. There's no the Democrats or the progressive liberals might be able to defend Jane Fonda for the Vietnam thing. The Republicans would never forgive her for it. I don't know who there's no defending Nikki Haley for doing that. It's not like Jane Fonda wrote, shoot down American aircraft. Okay. I might need to pause this video to calm down. Just give me general energy around Nikki Haley with the fallout from this. Or her intent. What about her intentions? What were Nikki Haley's intentions with this? I was going to shuffle, but the cards are ready to go. High Priestess. She thinks this is a good idea. I don't think this is short-term victory, but I think there's a bigger plan. Oh, and of course, this card, the High Priestess, is, as Lena taught me, the most Jewish card in there. You got the Torah and things along those lines. So she's trying to show her alliance with Israel and appeal to the most hawkish of the conservatives in the United States government. And it's to undermine Biden. It's to show that she's in charge because she disagrees with how Biden's doing something. But she's not a member of the State Department. She should be, keeping her mouth shut. This is not her job. She is undermining the United States by doing this. She's not done, by the way. This is like little Pandora's box, and she's going to keep opening it and letting little gremlins out whenever she decides the opportunity's there to undermine Biden. Honestly, I really think she's just trying to undermine Biden. In the past, the Ten of Swords, her political career is done. So, of course, Okay, so she's trying to help, this is also, I was saying this is a long-term thing. It's a short-term thing too. Ten of Swords. Her campaign's done. But guess whose campaign she's trying to dig down to? She is trying to inflame tensions there. So now you're going to force Biden to do something, right? Biden's kind of straddling a fence, trying to keep progressives calm and while still supporting Israel. And she just said, here, hold my Chardonnay, as she dumps a dumpster fire of gasoline onto this bonfire. You can imagine that there's going to be more protests that might come from students. And Biden said, Israel, their latest aggressions didn't cross his line. She's trying to force Biden. I think it's a political thing to try and take down Biden. She's trying to force bad things to happen in the United States and bad things to happen abroad so that the Republicans can get reelected, so that Trump can get reelected. She said that Biden's administration is a disaster. So what does she do? She takes a sledgehammer to it to destroy it even more. Current situation is the Six of Coins. She certainly doesn't seem to have the values to help the civilians in here. I'm curious if her next attack is going to be on Ukraine. Is she supporting Ukraine, or is she going to support Russia? I don't know. I suspect she would support Ukraine. I would hope she's smart enough to do that. But that would support Biden, so you can't do that. This could just be donors and trying to give some red meat to, it's also kind of giving red meat to the MAGA base here. Yeah, I think that's where she's going with it. She's trying to, keep the money and give people what they want on the right. And in her mind, she was successful. And all eyes are on her now. How could they not be? As she goes over there and does what she does. And she's contemplating her next move. To me, her stock for independence, her stock's going down. But she's contemplating what her next move is going to be. How else can I disrupt things? Again, I think this is more election related. She's trying to interfere with the election with these actions here. And she's going to create more problems. Problems of her own creation. She's not done. She's just getting started. This is now Nikki Haley, the chaos agent. I would like to be wrong on this. I mean, this could also be that this is going to get ready to launch her next political career in 2028. And this is she's setting the foundations for it. But if she can make life difficult for the Democrats, then she's going to do that. This is not a good person. This is not a person who's putting America first. And, not only that, but her actions to set herself up, if she really is setting herself up for a 2028 campaign run, Palestinian lives for this? Seriously? You're willing to sacrifice dozens, hundreds, thousands of lives so that you have a better chance to be the president of the United States in 2028? That's where we're going with this? Some people have such corrupt morals. Let's leave it there. What terrible energy she has. I think I'm going to go yell at my brother now. Anyway, yeah, okay, so any future Twin Tarot videos, if she comes up, yeah, there's going to remind me not to have any mercy on my brother when it comes to this. This woman is just, she's garbage. Through and through. Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your likes, shares, comments, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm. So this video makes it out to a wider audience. To people discovering this channel recently or for the first time, welcome to the channel. I hope you've enjoyed what you saw, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.